Okay, I am trying something new today and going live on YouTube for my daily spark that I'm always hosting. I traditionally host it on Zoom, and then I have the recording, and then I share the recording, and it's a whole process. And my thought was that what if I just go live on YouTube right away? So bear with me today for the lighting and the background and like all the things. We're going to work on that. And the only way we get better is by actually doing and taking action, right? So, welcome to my daily spark. Welcome to me taking action. I'm excited to be here with y'all daily. And the reality is, as I grab my coffee cup, why did I start the Daily Spark? I started it because I want to have a way to touch my agents every morning to start your day off right? So it's a 15-minute pop in and it's a daily tip, action step, something like that you're going to get and you're going to grow from. So today I want to go really farther in because 6 weeks from now, we are in the first week of 2025. 6 weeks from now, we have transitioned through Thanksgiving, through all of December, and we've ended December. We've had New Year's Eve, we've had New Year's Day, and now we are in 2025. What does that mean? That means if you're a real estate agent, and hopefully if you're watching this, you are working in the real estate business somewhere, you are needing to know your goals for all of 2025 in order to be on track and succeed at the level you're looking to do. The reality for most people, depending on where you're watching from, is that you have to already have business in your pipeline if you're going to close business in January. For many people. Now, for some of us, like in San Diego, we have the ability to close really quickly. And for many parts of the country, that's true. I want to teach to a general conversation, though, and let people understand if you're going to succeed, if you're going to live your best life and do all the things, then are you ready, willing, and able to close business right now in January? Do you have your pipeline established? Well, how do we do that? This is the best time of year to have conversations with people. It is the time of year people are gathering together. We're coming together in gratitude. There's no right or wrong about, who you're talking to and what the conversation is. It's really, hey, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you and our friendship and our time together we've spent. What's going on with your family? What's going on in life? It's a true, human check-in, person to person on where are you? What's going on in life? And, how are you doing? It's happy Thanksgiving. It's happy holidays. It's how's your year been? It's any of that stuff. And what I hear back oftentimes is agents tell me, well, I haven't been in touch, so I feel bad. And the question in response to that is, has the person been in touch with you? Right? Because unless the person's reaching out to you and trying to have that relationship at a high level and you're ignoring them, then there's no apology necessary, right? Everyone's getting busy in life, and getting busy in life is a normal part of it. And the goal here is that you slow down, right? You take pause during the season and you really work to be in touch with people to, help people live their best life. Oh, look, I told you it was the first time. So I'm going to figure out, how does the camera look? What's the right angle? We'll get there. So slowing down and taking time to understand, who are you talking to? How are you helping them? Here's the question I asked two of my agents I coach. Then they're top agents. They're considered top agents in the country, based on the numbers they do. They're closing a ton of business. They're making a lot of money and they're helping a lot of humans live their best life in real estate. So I asked one yesterday, how many people do you have in your database? And this person, answered me, and it was a lot, a big number. And I said, of that number, how many of them do you know their real estate plans in 2025? And the person said, not a lot, maybe a handful. And I said, okay, that's fair. It's valid. It's just, we have questions and we have answers. We get to reality by knowing where we are and knowing where we're going, right? So if you are going to be the real estate professional of choice, the local economist of choice for your humans, and you have people in your database that you consider to be people that know you, like you, trust you, and that you're here to be their guided expert through the field of real estate, and you don't know what their plans are in real estate in 2025, Are you actually their person and can you actually help them? Just think about it, right? Because what I've heard in response from some of the agents I coach is like, oh, I don't know if I want to ask that question, or oh, I don't know if that feels right. And what I want you to think about is from the human's perspective, right? If you are their person and you can't answer the question of what are their real estate plans in 2025, are you their person? I don't know. You have to think about it. So, here's where we're going to go with that. There's 5 options that it could be. What are your real estate plans in 2025? You're either going to stay, you have no plans, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be completely still, you're happy where you are, you're not buying, selling, investing, or doing anything else. I just went through a few of them. One of the options would be buying, right? You have a plan to buy another property, to buy, it could be a second home, it could be you're moving entirely and buying, it could be you've been renting and now you're buying, it could be you've been overseas doing something and you're coming back to the States and buying. It could be you're moving out of the country and going somewhere else and buying. It could be anything that has to do with buying real estate. Okay, so that's our second option. First is stay, second is buy. The third option is sell. Okay. And if the option is sell, then you're going to be selling the home you're living in. You could be selling an investment property. You could be selling a home for a loved one who's passed. You could be selling anything that has to do with selling real estate in 2025. That would be sell, right? The fourth option is invest. If you're going to be investing in real estate in 2025, what does that look like? It means you're buying a second home. It means you're buying an investment property to hold and rent out. It means you're investing in something in commercial real estate, perhaps. It means you're investing in an Airbnb or a short term rental or a long term rental. It means you're investing in a home in the state you know you want to move to long term, but you're not ready to move there yet. It could be any kind of investing. You could be investing someplace internationally because ultimately you know you want to be there in the future, right? So when you think about the umbrella of investing, I want you to think about all the ways that that could be the answer for your real estate goals in 2025. Okay. And the fifth option is you're renting. You are renting your primary residence. I really don't want to go anywhere outside of that because that would become an investment. So you're renting your primary residence. And here's what we know. 30%, and these numbers are rough average estimates based off of aggregated data over time, right? 30% of the human population at any point in time in America is renting. Okay. That leaves us with 70%. 60% of the population at any given time isn't doing anything. They're staying still. They're staying put. So if you're like, ooh, if you're a human who's not a real estate professional and you're listening to this and you're like, my answer is that I'm staying put. Is that like less? Should I be doing something else? Only if it's right for you, right? So 60% of the population is staying put. I had to think about that for a second. And then 10% of the population in any given year, in any given area, is doing one of those other things: buying, selling, or investing. Okay. So you're really looking for 10%. Now, if you're in an area where you can help renters rent real estate, then go for it. Go help those people. Go build those relationships. A lot of people think they have to rent because there's no other option. And the reality is they've never had a real estate professional walk them through the process and let them understand how buying is possible, how you could start building wealth now, how there's ways to house hack and there's ways to come together and there's ways to buy property with more than one person. There's so many ways to accomplish it. But that's not today's topic, so we will stay on course there. Now, the reason you want to be asking this question to everyone you know, everyone in your database, and if you're watching this again and you're not a real estate professional and you start hearing it from people or you're hearing it from me, it's because the research matters, the data matters. And now we're going to go into the last part of why it matters, and that is reality. Okay, so people are living in their own reality. Some people are well informed with accurate data that is true and real for them. Some people are not. And what we know is the media is telling whatever story the media, and this is not a statement on media or politics, this is a statement on real estate and helping humans, right? The media is telling the story that they're telling based on their goals and objectives. And generally speaking, their goals and objectives are to keep you watching, get more clicks, and make more ad dollars, right? That's the goal of the media for the most part. That's a harsh generalization, right? So, why does this matter? Why am I talking about media and ad dollars and how does it relate to you and your database? Because if you have a human in your database, someone who knows you, likes you, trusts you, maybe it's a past client, maybe it's a friend or family, maybe it's someone you met at an open house that you built rapport with and had some great conversations with, right? If they're watching the media and they're being influenced by headlines versus the reality for them, inventory's up, inventory's down, the market's crashing, you have to wait, it's not the right time to buy, interest rates are crazy, right? What is the media that's seeping into their brain through podcasts, streaming, not a lot of us are reading newspapers delivered to the house anymore, but some are, right? What channels are they watching? What podcasts are they listening to? What friends are they listening to? What streaming services are they listening to? And who is giving them the advice that they're listening to form their opinions on these large financial decisions they're making? That is what I want you to think about. Okay. So when you ask the question, what are your real estate goals in 2025? The reason you're asking the question is because if they are one of the 10% of population who is looking to do something but isn't sure about the right time, the right place, the right path, any of those pieces of the puzzle because they've been influenced by the media, it's your job to help them make the best, most informed decision for them. Does that make sense? If you leave people to their own devices and they're only informed by like Uncle Lenny's opinions over Thanksgiving dinner or their neighbors, whatever, or that podcast they listen to, is that the best thing for them? That is the goal. That is what I want you to understand. And the other part of it is if you are talking to someone in the 30% who's renting, like, hey, awesome. Why are you renting? What's important about that for you? Have you looked at being pre-approved for buying? What we know is regardless of time period. Okay, so this is where we're going to get a little bit micro, and I want you to take this all with a grain of salt because mostly I'll have a macro conversation. If someone is looking historically over time, real estate has always gone up, period. If you look at micro moments in time, there are times and places when real estate goes down. It's a matter of holding it. If your goal is to hold it and live there for a period of time where you can wait out any fluctuations in market that might happen, then you're going to always win. Real estate will always go up over time. There is no more earth being created. There is no more dirt to own. In fact, it's shrinking. That's a whole nother conversation, right? So I want you to understand the more you know what the people in your world who you consider to be your people in your database, people who know you, like you, trust you, and what their goals are in the real estate world for 2025, it's shelter, y'all. It is one of the necessities of life, right? Your job is to know the answer to that question so you can talk to the right humans and help them make informed decisions and help them be on the best path for them to accomplish their real estate goals in 2025. If someone is looking to sell, do they need to start doing stuff to their home perhaps to get best dollar value, even if they're not looking to do it until the fall? Wouldn't it be better for them to have a checklist of all the things that are supposed to happen to yield top dollar that they could start checking off now, months in advance, versus feeling like, oh, we have 3 weeks to get all this done, right? Same thing goes for buying. If someone's on the path to buying, the sooner they get on the path and understand all the different areas of savings that are necessary, parts of your credit that are necessary, employment history that are necessary, don't go out and make any big purchases, right? All of that education and knowledge that pours into the humans that are going to help them make their best decisions and be on their path for success in 2025, that's your job. And that is my goal. And that is why I say the number one most important question you are asking to everyone you know, like, and trust, who knows, likes, and trusts you right now is, what are your real estate plans in 2025? And then write it down and take note and then help guide them to accomplish that goal inside of 2025. Thanks for being here for my first live. It's been fun. I'll figure out what to do next, and I will be back Monday through Friday for 15 minutes to help you live your best life and accomplish all your goals. It's a great day to have a great day. Make it true for you.